Hey, deep divers, ready to dive deep into AI?
Yeah.
But we're not talking robot overlords this time.
Right.
This is something way more subtle, like how AI characters could actually have memories, long-term memories.
Yeah.
All from this really cool paper called Memories for Virtual AI Characters.
It's fascinating research for sure.
Okay, so think about this. A video game where the characters, actually remember stuff you did.
Oh, yeah.
Like they build a real relationship with you over time.
It would be incredible, right?
It would be a game changer, totally.
I mean, most AI now are kind of like goldfish. They just remember the current conversation, very limited memory.
It's so nice. It's like calling customer service. You explain your whole problem, get transferred, and then you have to start again from scratch.
Oh, yeah.
So impersonal.
Totally. And that lack of memory. It's like the biggest problem with creating really engaging AI characters.
Sure.
But this paper has a solution. It's like a system for building AI that can actually remember things.
Okay, how? Do they just feed it like a ton of information and hope for the best?
No, it's a little more complicated. They start with raw text, like descriptions of the character, or past conversations, even snippets from story, anything that builds up their backstory, and their world.
Okay.
And then they convert that text into these condensed memories and store them in a special database.
So it's not just like a general knowledge base, it's like a personal memory bank.
Exactly.
Clever.
And that means the AI can respond in a way that makes sense with its personality and past experiences. It can even reference specific events, just like a human would.
Wow.
But here's where it gets really interesting. They also built in a forgetting model.
Wait, forgetting, you mean the AI can forget things?
Mm-hmm.
Isn't that bad?
Well, not really. We forget things too, you know. It's how memory works.
Yeah, sure.
They actually modeled it after the Ebbinghaus forgetting curve, which shows how humans forget information over time if they don't use it.
Oh, that's so cool. So it's not just perfect recall, it's like simulating the nuances of human memory.
Right.
That's awesome.
So to test this, they used two different characters. One was Sherlock Holmes.
Oh, cool.
Who the AI already had a lot of information about, from the books and stories.
So like already had a personality for him?
Exactly. And then the other one was Amina Osei, a brand new character. So the AI had to learn about her from scratch, using only the memories they gave it.
Oh, that is really smart. So you've got Sherlock, who's well-known, and Amina, who's totally new, to see how it works in different contexts.
Yeah.
But how do they know if the AI is using the memories correctly? What if it's just making stuff up?
That's the really cool part. They use GPT-4 to fact-check it.
Wait, what?
GPT-4 is a more powerful AI.
Oh!
So they had one AI judging the work of another.
That's insane. It's like an AI detective.
It is. And the results were pretty impressive. Both characters were really good at giving grounded responses, based on their memories.
Awesome.
They weren't just spitting out random facts.
That's good. But were there any differences between Sherlock and Amina? Did his pre-existing knowledge, mess things up?
It did, actually. Amina was better at referencing specific memories.
Interesting.
The researchers think that's because the AI had to rely only on what they gave it, and it couldn't use any pre-existing biases.
So starting with a clean slate is better if you want truly personalized characters.
It seems that way.
That is fascinating.
It raises questions about how we design AI in the future, but we can get to that later. First, let's talk about how we can actually use this.
Okay. Hit me with those real-world applications.
Okay, so video games, for example. Imagine playing a game where the characters actually build relationships with you over time. They remember your adventures together, even inside jokes or past conflict.
Oh, that would be amazing. Like
Right.
imagine your AI companion in some fantasy RPG. They remember that time you saved them from the dragon, and it changes how they treat you in future quests.
Exactly.
That's the kind of stuff I'm talking about.
Or what about interactive stories that adapt based on your choices and what you've taught the characters?
Okay, I'm already picturing it. You're reading an interactive novel, and the AI remembers a secret you told them. And then that secret shapes their actions later. The possibilities are endless.
Right. And we're just getting started. This could change how we interact with AI in so many ways.
My mind is blown. But with any powerful technology, you gotta think about the downsides. Are there any ethical considerations?
Oh, definitely. We'll discuss them. But first, we should dive a little deeper into how this memory system works. Remember that database I mentioned? It's actually called a vector database, which is a really smart way to store and search complex information.
Okay, I'm ready for the technical deep dive. Tell me about this vector database.
Well, think of it like this. Okay, so imagine you're searching for a picture online, like on Google Images.
Yeah.
You don't need to know the file name or anything. You just type in what you're looking for, like a sunset over the ocean.
Right.
And it shows you a bunch of pictures that match.
Yeah, I do that all the time.
Well, a vector database is kind of similar. Instead of storing information as words, it turns those words and phrases into these mathematical things called vectors.
Vectors.
Yeah, they capture the meaning of the words and how they relate to each other.
Oh, okay.
So the AI can search for memories based on the meaning, not just the exact words.
So like if the AI is asked about something specific, it can find memories that are related to the question, even if the exact words aren't there.
Exactly.
That's pretty neat.
It's way more flexible, and it lets the AI use its memories more intuitively.
So it's like the AI is actually understanding the meaning, not just repeating stuff it's been told.
Yeah, that's the key to making AI characters feel more human, more believable.
Okay, so we've got the memory system figured out, but you mentioned ethical considerations. What kind of downsides are we talking about?
Well, one big thing is, even though we want the AI to be believable, we still need to make sure it's doing what the creators intended.
Right, we don't want it going rogue.
Exactly.
So it needs to have its own agency, but also stay within certain boundaries.
Yeah, it's a tough balance.
For sure.
And it's something we'll need to figure out as we develop this technology. We want the AI to be creative, but we also don't want it used for bad stuff.
It's like any new technology.
Exactly.
We have to be aware of the risks.
It puts safeguards in place.
Totally.
But even with those risks, the potential benefits are huge. We already talked about video games and interactive tutorials. But imagine the possibilities in education or healthcare, even customer service.
Oh yeah, like AI tutors that remember how you learn best.
Yeah.
Or AI companions for the elderly that remember their memories and stories.
Exactly. And these AI characters, they wouldn't just be reading from a script. They could use their memories and personalities to have really personalized interactions.
This is incredible, but let's get back to the real-world applications for a sec. I'm really interested in video games.
Okay, so imagine a game where your choices have a lasting impact on the characters, not just the story, but their personalities and how they feel about you.
Whoa.
Like they remember you.
That would be amazing. It wouldn't just feel like I'm playing a predetermined story. It would be like I'm actually shaping a world.
Exactly.
My actions would have real consequences.
Yeah, like imagine making a tough decision in a game, and years later, the characters still remember it and how it affected them.
That would be so powerful. It wouldn't just be about winning or losing. It would be about the relationships you build and what you leave behind in the game world.
Exactly.
That's what makes this so exciting. It could change how we interact with AI and how we experience stories in games.
It really could.
This is the kind of stuff that makes me excited about the future. But before we get too carried away, let's bring it back to the present.
Right.
What are the next steps for this research, and when might we see it in the real world? So what's next for this research?
Well, they're trying to make the AI memories even more dynamic, more personalized, you know?
Okay.
Right now, the memories are based on the initial input. But what if the AI could actually update them based on new experiences?
So like the AI is constantly learning, and its memories are changing too.
Exactly.
That's wild.
It would be like the AI is truly alive. It can learn and adapt like we do.
But if the AI is updating its memories all the time, how do we know it's still the same character?
That's a great question. And it's something they're working on. They're developing ways to make sure that as the AI learns, it still stays true to its original personality.
So like setting boundaries.
Yeah, exactly.
Making sure it doesn't go off the rails.
It's a delicate balance. We want the AI to be believable, but we also need to be able to control it.
It's like raising a kid.
Yeah.
You want them to be independent, but you also need to set limits. It's all about responsible AI development.
Right. We need to think about the implications of AI that can learn and remember, and maybe even feel emotions.
This technology could change everything.
It could.
But we need to be careful.
We have to ask ourselves, not just if we can do it, but if we should do it.
I totally agree.
That's why research like this is so important. It's not just about the technology itself, it's about the bigger questions it raises.
This has been an amazing deep dive.
It has.
We've learned so much about AI memories and how they could change the world.
It's been great talking about it.
So deep divers, what do you think? Are you excited about AI characters with memories? Or are you worried about the downsides? Let us know in the comments.
And as always, keep those minds curious.
Until next time, deep divers, stay curious.